My favorite thing about Nago, you slam him and he's just like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Oh, Baiken, you're slamming me to the ground, are you?" Whoa, Baiken, slamming me to the floor for what, per se? What do you need me down here for, Baiken? It's a wonderful view, I tell you. Your fragrance is.
Buddy, be cool. You be cool.
Once more into the fray. Welcome back to Don the Shui. We're going to talk about some topics here on the channel, but if you like what you see, give it a comment, give it a subscribe. Check me out on Twitch at Don underscore the underscore Shui. This is the way. This is who you are. My nails are sharper than knives. Time for another rant. Nago being held against his will, against the semen demon. Blazing, blazing. This intro still slaps, and it's almost been a year. I am excited every time I hit. There he goes. Drinking that milk. Drinking that Dolce de Leche. The secret sauce. That Alfredo. That liquid man. They really gotta start making like anime waifus that aren't like the baddest in the game. I want to see like a regular anime waifu that's just like, she's a little frumpy, she's cute, but it's not like, she's not like built like a goddamn model. I guess that wouldn't sell copies, I guess. Because even the dudes are like model-esque too. They all got like sturdy jaw lines and like unlimited abs. Like they never drink water. They're all dehydrated. They all lift 500 pounds and just got out of a lifting competition, and they're super dehydrated. And they never drink water until it's like the last possible moment. And they only eat steamed vegetables and bland chicken. And they run for years, and they lift for 6 hours of the day and manage to still afford a 3-bedroom in Beverly Hills. No, in the Upper East Side of New York. They're just strong. They're just so strong. Guilty Gear. Give me that smell of the game. So I wanted to have a little chat. I was talking about this with one of my homies yesterday. The best, the brightest, the beautiful, the rugged, the waifu everybody would love to be, the man wife to, house husband. I would gladly wash Baiken's dishes and her loincloth every night. Unparalleled enjoyment of her presence. I know she roll a mean blunt. I know she know where the sake hitting at. I know she know. I know she knows all of the secrets to like a good time. While fighting her demons, she definitely had to cope somehow. And substance abuse is usually one of the main ways. And my thing is, I'm surprised that she's not like out here pinning dudes down and like, I mean, this tether, hey, you know, tether me, tether me up, Baiken. Anyway, but the real topic of this chat, whew, getting a little hot in here. The real topic of this chat is gonna be um, some glaring issues with not just Baiken, but also the smell of the game. It smells undercooked, but it still smells delicious. So I can't fully be upset. Baiken, I love her character. I liked her redesign in the original game. I'm glad they polished it up for this game since we didn't really get a chance to enjoy it too much in the previous game. I'm loving this new map. Really good map. Oh my god. Something that we were talking about with Baiken is the other day I was talking and I was arguing this fact and my friends would just not listen to me, but I knew what I was talking about. I just wasn't describing it the way that I needed to so that they could understand. Tatami Gaishi has some new things about it that they don't know about and they don't realize, but I know about because I played Exard and I played all the way back since like X2 Access Core. I'm really mad she didn't show up in that Guilty Gear 2 game that was like 3D on the Xbox, which was like a tower defense game. I really wanted to play her, but that Fox Demon dude was kind of cool, and I kind of want to see him come back, but I don't know if they're going to bring him back. He was just a random character, but he is part of the Guilty Gear world, so I'm wondering if they'll bring Izuna back. But anyway, Baiken Satami is longer and it's slower. Understandable because her damage now kind of is similar to a heavier character. She hits hard. Okay. So just to show this off, because it took me like a year to get this. This is her normal damage. All I did was close slash, low 2H, tatami into Tsurane. 3 strikes, howl to the moon, let the blade fly. It's already past 50%. She does crazy good damage. She doesn't take hits very well. So she's kind of a glass cannon in that aspect, but she is sturdy enough to survive long enough to where you can do some stuff. But she is doing a decent amount of damage. And even her output off of her regular counter. Got it. Good block. But I got hit by one Razuryuki. One Suzanen? Snowcap is what it's called in English. But Beyblade, as everybody else calls it. I got hit by one of those, and look at my damage and my health, and I did a full, regular, kind of basic, super basic combo, and look at Nagaryuki's damage. And he's a big character. He has guts. He could probably take more hits at the end, but, you know, whatever. My big issue with Baiken is that outside of Jump S, the move that every single Baiken online, every character, every person in this game seems to they just want to do. This is her strongest, I'd say her strongest button. Outside of the fact that Yozan-sen is now just a regular fireball, which is beautiful. Oh my god, it's so much better. Because I don't have to do, because I always was terrible at DP. So it's like, I would like roll my thumb across the controller a couple times just to get the motion out, just to do it. But now I can just, roll the thumb up and I automatically get a Yozan-sen, especially if I'm doing it as like a cross up. And I'm coming over and like, if I can do it. Boom, and then I do one of those and come in, do some damage, It's fun now. I can enjoy doing Yozan-sen and feeling like it does a little bit more for me. Absolute plus, absolute plus. I like that the fact that it's an overhead, all that other stuff. My issue is with Tatami. I'd say for balancing reasons, I do not mind that Tatami is slow and is super active on the ground. But I really think her air Tatami should be short. I think it should be a little bit faster because when somebody wants to pressure with an air Tatami walk in, like that, air dash in, or trying to air dash out. Because what if I wanna air dash? If I wanna air dash out after like 30 tries. So if you can see that, when I'm like going out, trying to do the air dash Tatami out, defensive Tatami, it feels like a Mega Fisto with more steps. But it's very safe and it's very defensive for you if you're like using Baiken in a decent way. If somebody's trying to rush you down and you air dash back and then, but as you can see, literally, if you can see it, you can see when I'm going backward. Like it's coming out, but sometimes it won't. So when she's in this motion, it's gonna take her some time to like get the Tatami Gaishi out. But if you happen to land before that motion is completed, it negates it, as you can see right there. But what you wanted to do is you want that Tatami Gaishi to come out. God damn it. Which would mean I would have to be slightly higher than if I was doing the rush in Tatami Gaishi, which is generally some decent pressure to like win a matchup or do a good rush down, or if you got like a good combo you're trying to do. Fly in Tatami Gaishi should be not only like putting fear in their heart because now they know you're about to go off, but also it should be negating something that they might try to do. And I understand that they have it to where if you stop Tatami Gaishi at the beginning of the hit, which is basically when Baiken goes into, as I call it, football pitch leg. If I can catch it. Damn, it's so fast on the ground now. When she does her football, her baseball, I'm about to throw the game-winning home run, high kick Japanese. This ball is flying out of the field into the back of the trees, blowing up some building in the background pitch because I threw my leg up at a 90 degree, no, not even a 180 degree from the ground angle. When she's in this position, she's super vulnerable because of the amount of time. It's quick, but the active frame on the Tatami Gaishi mat is where I guess they increased it so that it's a little bit more effective in this game because this game is more footsie-like. But I feel like in the air, they gave her that same amount of time, and that puts her into a dangerous situation to where if you're lucky, like how I just was, you would be holding block and she can block it out of the air. But if you're not lucky, you might have landed and she's still doing this animation, the kind of stand-up animation that she does after Tatami Gaishi. It's like she's just readjusting her foot. But that amount of time is enough time for them to still get you break mat, get an attack off, and start their combo and end your turn immediately. Which is why, like, after Tatami Gaishi's come out, you know, you want to try to hit a Kabari after or something, because you want to be able to like have some type of defense against the fact that in the downtime of Tatami Gaishi's active window and its recovery, you want to try to do something, which kick could, like 5K works, 5S works. You could try to Kabari out of it, but I'd say the Kabari is really like you need setup for that, and I think it'd be much. It's stronger in the corner. It's really not good at mid screen, and maybe if you're lucky, you can get a 6H out of it, and then you can Kabari it, which I just got netted just. But One of the changes I'd say that I think that she needs is maybe giving her aerial tatami a slight bit of a speed buff, just for that version of the tatami gaishi, because I am like dying, and I know it's just gonna be the pleb in me that makes this feel like I'm just whining about it. But when I'm online and everybody's doing this, just jump S forward, jump S out, or you're jumping in, jump S, or you're jumping out, jump S. Oh, I'm gonna come in on you, jump S. Oh, I'm stopping, jump S. Oh, I'm gonna do a little bit of moves, jump S. Like this is their whole game plan, mainly because this button is so fast. The fact that she has two buttons, the fact that she could Yozansen after it, which is really nice. I like that, but it's so spammy. It's so spammy. Like it actually like subtly aggravates me, because you're kind of not letting people be able to do that, or not letting the walk in. Because my favorite thing to do with her has always been, if I got the advantage, I'm trying to come on like this, come with the bullshit, and hit you with some work, and interrupt your special thinking that you got it, and bing bang, bada boom, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to hit you with the work. But the fact that if I'm coming in aerial tatami and don't let it be a mirror match, this is gonna beat me. This is gonna beat me every time. And it's just gonna be a match of who can jump S the fastest. I don't wanna draw my gun and have to worry about jump S. I'm trying to play the game. And while me using jump S is of course a great poke mechanic, it's really good, just like 2S's as well. They're both great poke mechanics, aerial, ground, and then if you want to use 5S as a good kind of like keep away, keep your neutral space, and it's a fast button, you can do all of that. But it's just the adverse reliance on jump S is like a nightmare, especially in mirror matches, and it kind of makes fighting other Baikens a little boring, unless it's like a Celestial Baiken where they're just really good at the game and you're just getting beat by the fact that they can 6P on a dime and catch counter Higari like it's nothing. Like, that's when it's like, alright, you know what, I clearly see that my level is just not there when it comes to Celestials. But transitioning from that, Higari, I think that's the move's name, right? Make sure I'm saying the right shit. Hiragi. Ooh. Hiragi. Because I'm saying Kabari. Hiragi. Hirag. Ragi. When you're doing the Ragi, right? When you're hitting the claw. When you're hitting the claw. You know what I'm talking about? When the claw's up. And you're getting the claw, and you're about to slam him on his neck. My favorite thing about Nago, you slam him and he's just like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Oh, Baiken, you're slamming me to the ground, are you?" Whoa, Baiken, slamming me to the floor for what, per se? What do you need me down here for, Baiken? It's a wonderful view, I tell you. Your fragrance is so nice. I would absolutely say, for Hiragi, this does 125. Just by itself. That looks to be what seems like almost a third of Nago's health bar. Because remember, I feel like the health bars, you got to remember that each of the characters do have specific percentages for the health bar. So the damage you're doing, while it's the same, some characters have more health, which is why they can probably do more crap. Even though, you know, generally the games are pretty quick. I would say I wouldn't mind this move dropping 25 points of damage and just being active for maybe either a half frame or a frame longer. I wouldn't mind this move being active for 2 frames or 1.5 frames immediately after the input is put. Like immediate 1.5 or maybe like just long enough to where it's a slight bit easier to use, but weak enough to where even if you spam it, it's not gonna do that much. And I feel like it should be like, that's why I say like I still want it to be niche and like you gotta be skilled to use it, which is why I say like maybe like a 1.5. But I don't know if you can actually make something a 1.5 frame move, which is why I say you probably move it up to 2 frames. But I feel like it should, or I would like it to, because I'm not gonna say it should. They made it how they made it to try to be fair. But what I'm asking is, it would be nice if it was maybe active for just slightly a bit longer, and I kind of wish it was comboable. Because if you remember, if I can go and find me an old Baiken video. As you know already, which I've demonstrated numerous times, if I'm gonna cut it in, you know what her slam looks like already from that game, or from this game. But in Exard, she used to be able to do this like running, like I'ma get the come on and slam and welcome to the jam. Like she used to do this big flip, and if you were quick enough, you could probably do something else out of it. Which is why I say like I kind of wish that her slam counter in this game, we're gonna game up. Actually, we're just gonna go to game up. I kind of wish her counter in this game kind of did something similar to that, to where it doesn't do as much damage, but it has conversion to where the little pop-up right here, I have to RC to get something off of that, as you just saw. I would kind of rather it be to where if I'm doing something and, you know, I get the Kabari and I do the work it takes to like master how this counter works, once I'm getting this hit, I feel like I should be able to, if not juggle with a 2S into one of her bread and butters, which is just Kabari into something else. I kind of wanted to be able to do something else, and then maybe like if I want to lead up into getting to where I'm doing like a jump combo and doing something else, like I want to know that I have free reign after the counter to do something else. I'd say that while her normals are really good. They're really good in this game. Tatami Gaishi is good. I still feel like the aerial Tatami Gaishi should be slightly faster. And if it's faster, make it weaker. How about that? Kabari slash version, tether, and then Kabari circle version, grapple with possible cross up if you tap again is great. Yozansen not being a DP and just being a fireball is excellent for the move. But I feel like Higari has the reward for a successful Higari is big damage when they're giving you a lot of pressure. It's a nice reward, but I'd rather be able, instead of it just being big damage and we return to neutral and everybody can start back over and like wherever I'm at, because what happens if I do Higari in the corner? I get that big slam. Sure, I could run up on them, but it's like you kind of, depending on what character you're facing, you kind of might not want to run up on that character. What if it's Potemkin? What if you caught a Hibari and a Potemkin? He wakes up and Potemkin busted you. Or he wakes up and Mega Fistos. Like, you're putting yourself at risk. And then you have other characters who can automatically like do, like Soul can rise up from a wake up, which if you just read his Volcanic Viper, you know, learn how that happens, or Vapor Thrust, I mean, you're good. But I say instead of the big payout for Higari or Hiragi to be big damage if you time it at just the right second, because it's only active on the first frame, I'd say take some of that grace away. I don't need all of that damage. I'd rather, since the character is already doing a pop-up, let me get a true pop-up to where he bounces a little bit higher, like how you have it in the tatami. Off of the strength of how high, look at how high you get off of a close version of tatami. If tatami didn't last for 3 years, this would be optimal place to just start wilding in the paint. It's great. You could do so much from there. You have opportunities to do a lot of stuff out of Tatami Gaishi pop-up. If I could do it. Out of Tatami Gaishi, you get a lot of options off of the strength that this move goes very high into the air. I'm saying that it would be nice, it doesn't have to be that way, but it would be kind of cool if you can get the same height of pop-up off of her counter. It doesn't have to do the same amount of damage. Frankly, I don't even want it to do as much damage as it's doing already. It does a lot of damage. And that's a nice payoff for if you're capable of landing it at just the right time, but not everybody's good at timing. Me especially, I'm terrible at timing things at just the right time. So I'd say make it a more useful move to where you can revert off of it and do other things. And that would be a little bit more fun for her character. I think that's all I got. I'm loving Baiken though. I have to say, this is my favorite thing to do in matches. Is going at overhead Yozansen. I love this so much. I love being able to do like Tatami Gaishin walk-ins. It's so fun. I just wish it was faster. Counter when you actually land it is fun. It literally makes them think about their options after that. And then definitely if you got some good corner tech, like so, and then I'm hitting you with this, boom, boom, and then finishing you up, bing, bing, if I would have landed that. But even regardless, look at how much damage she's doing. She is a heavy hitter, and I think that's one of the plus sides to this game, and that plus and minuses, because I kind of wish the matches would last a little bit longer. But plus because she used to do her combos were very fun, but they were also very difficult because you had to worry about more defensive tactics. And you had to also worry about the fact that her life pool was not as... For the amount of life pool that she had and the way that you had to play her, she didn't have enough time unless you were just sitting there guarding the whole game. She didn't have enough time to do some of her cooler stuff unless you were able to capitalize on a very small situation where either they messed up or they tried to rush you down, or they were trying to be too aggressive, and then you could turn the game around by countering, which is where Hiragi comes in Strive. But overall, my thoughts for her is that I absolutely love her, and I'm so glad that they put Baiken in a goddamn game on time, instead of us getting it in Rev 2 Part 11 when everybody left the game and started playing fighters, and they finally threw Baiken in the game. I'm so glad she's the first season pick. We finally first round pick, baby. First round pick. But yeah, she's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it, and I hope you guys, whoever's playing it or whoever's playing Strive, hope you guys are too, because I'm definitely enjoying every ounce of what I get to see. While thanks for watching.